This week on 49ers Sac-Hi Sports, we have highlights of all 20 section title games for basketball and soccer. In boys hoops, you'll see Jesuit take on Modesto Christian, Sacramento face Vanden, and the battle of the underdogs with Granite Bay and Whitney.
The Division I final in girls basketball has Folsom facing St. Mary's. Rio Americano and Jesuit play for the Division II soccer title, plus the story of the East Union soccer team remembering a fallen teammate. The playoff finals edition of 49ers Sac-Hi Sports starts right now.
Welcome to 49ers Sac-Hi Sports. I'm Aubrey Tolliver.
And I'm Robert Braunstein. The Sac-Joaquin section final games for both basketball and soccer taking place this week. All 12 title games for basketball being played at the Golden One Center. We start with the Division III title game.
That's right. Sacramento High School looking to earn its 9th title in school history after beating Placer in the semifinal round. The Dragons taking on the defending section champs in the finals. Vanden is looking for title number 9, the Division III title game played on Saturday.
Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe me? Just watch. Sac-Hi and Vanden for the D3 crown. Dragons come out firing as Landon Minifield sets the tone along with sophomore sharpshooter Samarius Jones. The pair combined for 5 threes and 17 of Sac-Hi's 19 first quarter points. Vanden Sterling McClanahan cleaning up the offensive glass. And you met Kendall Hearn last week, but in case you forgot, he says, please allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Hearn. Throwing down hard as Sac-Hi leads by 6 after 1. But in the second quarter, Vanden moving the ball. It finds E.J. Rogers in the corner for 3. And the Vikings continue to chip away as Jaden Robinson knocks down a triple at the halftime horn to bring Vanden within 2. 32-30 Sac-Hi at the half. Vikes still clawing back into this game. Rogers for 3. And this is not an instant replay. Rogers connects again. He led all scorers with 21. And Vanden takes a 5-point lead. But look alive, folks. Sac-Hi's Shabal Barksdale's about to enter your living room. But Vanden has a 3-point edge after 3. But the fourth quarter belonged to Kendall Hearn. Here he is with the bounce and the two-handed flush. And again, with the cross-court skip pass to the corner from Mike Wilson, who buries the 3 to tie it at 49. The next Dragons possession, Hearn going to work and 1. And Sac-Hi leads by 2 with 5 minutes to go. But the Vikings aren't going away. Here's McClanahan, 2 of his 14, ties it up at 56. But in the closing minute, Hearn dishing, Minifield swishing. Sac-Hi's up by 6 and never looks back. Coach Matt Johnson won a section title as a player at Sac-Hi in 2005. Now he has one in his first year coaching his alma mater. Hearn led the way with 17 and 7 assists.
Man, I just love my brothers. I love everybody that doubted us. You know, you motivated all of us, and it's a parade inside my city.
Ripon Christian and Fortune Early College on Saturday afternoon playing for the Division V championship. The Fortune Panthers with the lead early as Christian Barrett hits the step back. Nice ball handling there. Then it's Tyrese Rose with a shot from distance. Fortune with the early 9-4 lead. Ripon Christian keeping it close. The ball rolls into the hands of Eli Terpsma, and it's Eli for 3. Then watch Eli on the defensive side, a big-time block. It's 15-11 Fortune after 1. The Panthers extend that lead in the second. Barrett to a wide-open Tyree Rose. Fortune hot all night from long. This time it's Jabari Pugh with the 3 from the elbow. 25-17 Panthers lead it at the break. Ripon Christian comes out of the half with a game plan. Luke Crivello makes it a 1-point game as RC goes on an 11-2 run to start the third. Jace Beedelman down low to Thies Vanderhoek, and Ripon Christian takes its first lead of the game. Crivello again, this time from the elbow, and you can count it. Ripon Christian goes up by 9, but in comes Christian Barrett. The pass from Pugh in the corner, and that's money. Barrett and Crivello exchanging threes. Luke cannot be denied. 12 points for the sophomore, but we haven't seen the last of Barrett. Christian babyface Barrett, the sophomore, stepping up big, and Fortune goes on to tie this game at 50. Eli Terpsma, the one and only, with the gorgeous fade. It puts the Knights up by 4 with 20 seconds left, and time runs out before a Panther comeback as Terpsma gets the rebound and Ripon Christian wins its 12th Sac-Joaquin Section Basketball Championship behind the 19-point game from Terpsma. We talked to Crivello about that late surge.
felt good, stroke was good, and warm-ups got used to the rims, hit big shots, ready for it. This was our goal all year long. We'll go to the state title, keep going big.
Here we go, Division 5 Finals, Valley Christian Academy and Bret Hart taking the floor. VCA's freshman Janet Donkor pulls down the miss and flips it back in. Nice shot, but Bret Hart responds right back with the Araya Fox bucket. Fox also a very good volleyball player. Then there's Clarissa Larson coming off the bench and adding instant offense for the Lions as they lead by 5. Then Larson getting after the loose ball, shoots a reverse behind the head shot that drops, and the foul. Larson looking good. Then as Chriselle Williams gets in open space and she can scoot to the hoop, she goes and gets the bucket. 22-13 VCA. Second quarter, VCA goes up by 14 when Gabby Jackson Brown rolls in 2 points, and we skip ahead to the second half. Donker over to Jackson Brown, who scores it. Lions up 8. But wait, here comes Bret Hart's Maddie Kane, nails down the 3-pointer. It's a 5-point game. Then Araya Fox grabs the miss, kicks it back out to Kane. Another 3. Maddie Kane is a bullfrog. Da-da-da. They're only down by 2. Then Williams puts an end to that bleeding as she drives and scores it for the Lions. And Bret Hart down 7, make that down 4 as Silva hits the 3-pointer. Here come the Bullfrogs. VCA holding on to the slim lead. Williams to Larson for the icing on the cupcake, and that would do it as Valley Christian Academy moves up a division, but that did not stop them as they win the D5 title by 6. Williams had 22. Fox with the triple-double for Bret Hart.
I want to thank God for giving this us opportunity to play, and I'm really thankful for all the girls I get to play with and being coached.
Tracy area sports coverage is presented by Tracy Toyota off Freeway 205 in Tracy, with you all the way.
The Division 4 final at Cosumnes River College on Monday. Kimball in the finals in its first ever playoff appearance, looking to take down top-seeded Livingston. Early in the first half, a great opportunity for the Wolves. At least 3 players get a touch inside the box, but a great collective effort by the Jags allows goalie Sahib Sandhu to get a body on it, and Kimball avoids some damage for the moment. But in the 26th minute, the Wolves on the hunt again. Damian Morellis fires off a defender's foot and into the net. Pack goes up 1-0. About 10 minutes later, just before the half, Eden Sandoval gets a nice touch from Alejandro Avila. Nice challenge from Sandhu, but Gerardo Torres on the ricochet. Wait for it. It's good. It all seemed to happen in slow motion. Livingston up 2-0 at the break. But Torres wasn't done. Less than 2 minutes in the second half. Avila again with the good feed, and Torres again with the good deed. His second of the game, and it's 3-0 Pack. Desperation time for Kimball now. Jeremy Miller has a nice look, but Luis Sandoval lays out and puts the hex on it. And then Kimball with a corner. A header from Thibaut DeClercq looks like a sure thing, but that's David Lozano heading it back out, having his goalies back and helping keep a clean sheet. A complete team effort by Livingston, and the Wolves capture their second Sac Joaquin Section Championship, their first since 2007.
Each week this season, Roseville Hyundai brings us the Players of the Week. Our first Player of the Week is Kevin Haupt from Jesuit. The Marauders winning the quarterfinal round after a 28-point performance from Kevin. The point guard hit 5 threes in the first half and went 11 for 12 from the free throw line.
He's really good. Our second Roseville Hyundai Player of the Week is Chase Clary from Valley Christian Academy. Chase scored 27 points in the Lions quarterfinal win last week. We will see both Chase and Kevin play in section title games later on in the show, but right now Kevin Haupt and Chase Clary are this week's Roseville Hyundai Players of the Week.
SMUD is leading the nation in clean power, so each week SMUD teaches us how we can save energy.
Here is this week's Clean Power City Tip powered by SMUD.
Hi, my name is Jason Teeter from Ingram High School, and here is this week's Clean Power City Tip. Consolidate your online purchases to reduce packaging and the number of shipments. SMUD is leading the nation in clean power. Learn more at cleanpowercity.org.
Coming up, our first SunPower Electric game. It's the mighty Division I matchup between Modesto Christian and Jesuit.
Then it's Davis and Whitney for the Division I soccer crown. You're watching 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Summer's in full swing. Remember, SMUD's peak hours are 5 to 8 p.m. weekdays when electricity use is the highest. Shift some of your electricity usage to mid and off-peak hours when it costs less and renewable energy is plentiful. It's good for your bill, protects the environment, and helps our community too. Let's work together to save energy this summer. Learn more at smud.org/time-of-day.
Commitment performance, pride. Roseville Hyundai is thrilled to be the feature sponsor of this week's Sac-Hi Players of the Week. We take great pride in recognizing each of your accomplishments as part of our continued effort to support the community. Come see the electrifying new lineup at Roseville Hyundai. From EVs and hybrids to our fuel cell vehicle, Hyundai Nexo. We've got you covered. Claim yours today.
Score that touchdown and run it up again. Score that touchdown and run it up again. And Sac-Niners, we just win. I'm from that field.
Modesto Christian has remained our #1 team in our top 10 poll throughout the season. The Crusaders making it to their 4th section title game in the last 6 years, last year taking home the NorCal title.
Yes, they did. Modesto Christian facing 4th-seeded Jesuit for the Division I title. The Marauders have 9 section crowns under their belt. Some superstars on both of these extremely talented teams. The game is our first SunPower Electric game tonight. Brian Mueller was there.
Electric game.
Robert and Aubrey, they saved the most anticipated matchup for last this weekend here at Golden One. Modesto Christian and Jesuit have combined for 51 wins this season, but only one team will take home the D1 sectional championship.
Each team has high-level Division I recruits. For Modesto Christian, it's B.J. Davis, headed to San Diego State next year. B.J. is averaging 18 points a game and 4 assists. And you probably heard of Andre Stojakovic. He'll be playing under his father's retired number, hanging in the rafters of Golden One. Andre will be going to Stanford next season. And there's Peja and his old running mate, Vladi Divac. Wonder how they got courtside seats. They saw Jesuit get off to a hop start. Kevin Hop Jr. with 4 quick points, and the Marauders lead 7-3. But the Crusaders will go on a big-time run from there. Davis with the spin and fadeaway. That's down. Then it's Davis attacking again. This time gets a foul to boot, all part of a 16 OMC push that made it 19-7. Late second quarter now. Jalen Brown came to play as well, finger roll laying, and Modesto Christian keeping their double-digit advantage. Let's head to the second half now. Hop Jr. with a pretty feed to Reed Jones, who makes this disorienting shot look easy. Then Jones showing he can do bad all by himself behind the back and lays it in. Marauders down 12. Poised freshman Rashad Cotton answering on the other end. Little sneak attack shot here. 42-28 midway through the third. Then Davis going to work again. Continues to put on a show. It's a 14-point lead for the Crusaders. And MC starting to run away with it. Davis from the top of the key. And the Crusaders have opened up a 17-point lead. Late in the quarter, Stojakovic leading the Marauder comeback. He goes baseline. Jesuit within 13. But the Crusaders wouldn't let up. Prince Osea always a tear on the glass. And for the 21st time and second year in a row, Modesto Christian is section champs, 79-53 the final.
We definitely are proud of each other, but, you know, like you said, bigger things. So we just got our vision set to the future a little bit. Want to take this NorCal run serious.
Reporting in Sacramento for the SunPower Electric game, Brian Mueller, 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Top seed St. Francis getting their pregame face on as they take on third-seeded Del Oro in the D2 finals. In the 8th minute of play, we have action. Del Oro's Layla Hawkins pushes the ball up to Kiana Fawcett, who makes a run for it and has daylight, lots of daylight. Fawcett pushes the ball past the keeper and in. Just like that, 1-0 Golden Eagles. In the 18th minute of play, JC DeFazo of St. Francis takes the point-blank shot, but it's stoned by Gray Wilson and cleared out by Kamura Ortiz for Del Oro. Now in the 47th minute, best play of the night, Yasmin Azar of St. Francis from 20 yards out is denied by Wilson. A punch-up save. See it again. That's a game changer by Gray Wilson. In the 60th minute free kick for DO, looking to add to the lead. Matia Lizak shot is online but knocked down by Izzy De La Cruz. Late in the match, down 1-0 St. Francis with the full field press. This is a high ball headed it towards the goal by Caitlin Heffenstein. Just misses it. It would have gone in. Del Oro survives a late push by St. Francis and claims the school's 4th section title. 1-0 it is.
We all came into this, you know, as the underdogs. We work hard, we play as a family. I mean, this win meant everything to us, and we couldn't have done it without every single one of those girls. I mean, from the girls on the bench to everyone on the field, like, we needed every single player tonight, and they definitely came through, and we're so excited to get this win.
Brian Mueller saying hello Thursday night from the D1 final, where undefeated Davis is going for their first section title since 2011. Whitney, one of only 2 teams to take on the Blue Devils this year and not lose. They played to a 3-3 draw in December. Early first, here comes Davis. Nicholas Montano puts in the rebound, and the Blue Devils take a 1-0 lead. About 20 minutes later, Davis on the attack again, and they keep making the most of second chances. This time it's Simon Vacca-Lorenzi cashing in on the loose change, much to the Flag's chagrin. 2-0 Blue Devils. Just 3 minutes later, Rico Guerra with a nice tap to Vacca-Lorenzi, and he gets another one. Davis breaking this one open. It's 3-0. Final 90 seconds of the half. Montano to Vacca-Lorenzi, and the senior has one of the quickest hat tricks of all time. 3 goals in 4 minutes, and the Blue Devils head into the half up 4-0. To the second, the Wildcats regroup, but Declan Fee isn't giving up anything free, makes the stop to keep the sheet clean. Then Whitney with their best chance of the night, but Fee using his feet to make this save. He would put up a section final shutout, and the Blue Devils' perfect season continues with a D1 section championship, 4-0 the final.
Stanford Medicine brings us great advice for athletes each week.
Here's Dr. Joseph Donnelly with this week's health tip.
The ACL is located centrally within the knee joint and plays a critical role in rotational stability during athletic play. It is often injured with a non-contact twisting motion. Players describe feeling a painful pop and develop swelling, and note instability in the knee during twisting activities. Treatment requires reconstruction surgery using a tendon graft, and successful surgical outcomes are determined by many different factors, but the timing of return to sports may be the most important. Most athletes return to their sport around 1 year from surgery, once they have passed return to play testing.
Coming up, Calaveras faces Marysville in the Division IV title game.
But first, take a look at our Sac Joaquin section top 10 girls basketball poll presented by Tracy Toyota.
Great customer service.
Always cordial and professional. A real delight doing business with Tracy Toyota.
Tracy Toyota understands that our reputation of trust makes a difference, and our reviews prove. We're with you all the way. Our customers are so happy with their buying experience, they proudly show it online. We even certify our used cars with an included warranty. During the President's Day sales event, get 3.99% on select new models. Tracy Toyota, with you all the way.
Right now, my electrical bill is about $10 a month.
This is definitely one of the best investments we did in our house.
All over the country, people are taking control over their electric bills by going solar with SunPower. We offer the most efficient, durable panels on the market, so you can see a return on your investment every month.
I was paying $220 a month. Now I pay about $22 a month.
Right now, 49ers faithful get a $1,000 Visa reward card from SunPower. Go online today.
Calaveras is just 1 win away from earning its second section title in school history. The Red Hawks looking to snap a 45-year drought, with senior Jay Clifton averaging nearly 20 points a game.
Fourth-seeded Calaveras facing Marysville. Umrin Mann and Joshua Brown Jr. are putting up over 18 points a game combined. The Division IV section title game being played at the Golden One Center on Friday.
Here's Coach Clifton of Calaveras just before tip-off, looking on as they face Marysville and Coach Stan Easter, both top of their game. Marysville pushed the pace early as Umrin Mann finds Sean Smith, who gathers and scores it for the Indians. In the second quarter, here's Joshua Brown Jr. going hard to the rack and scoring it. Indians up 4. Still in the second quarter, here's Jay Clifton with the backdoor bounce pass to Noah Cardenas, who lays it in, but Marysville leads by 6. Calaveras makes it a 2-point game at the end of the half. Braden Orlandi splits the D with the pass to Ryan Clifton, and it's the 3 the hard way. Third quarter, one of Orlandi's 5 assists came here. Elijah Malamed drops it in for the Red Hawks. Then Malamed starts to feel it from the outside, hitting an NBA range 3-pointer right there, and Calaveras leads 28-27. There you see it right there, but that did not last long as Umrin Mann goes top keep bottoms. 3-ball, and Marysville's back up 2. Clifton keeping Calaveras in striking distance as he drives and scores it with the left hand. So pretty. The man with the steal for Marysville, he's running the floor over to Joshua Brown, who lays it in on the fast break for the Indians. It's Marysville again going up 50-38 here when Brown drives it and scores it for the Indians. Nice play. Brown once again driving like he does in the lane, but he finds Caden Ellison in the corner, and the 3 sports star puts the game on ice with a corner 3. That would be just enough as Clifton would hit a 3-pointer at the buzzer, but it was all over. Marysville claims the Division IV SJS title as they defeat Calaveras 65-63.
Hey man, this is what we've been waiting all year for. It feels so good. That's been our goal all year. This was all we were worried about, and we got it.
Franklin, the number 3 seed in the Division I girls bracket, taking on 8th seeded McClatchy Thursday. It's scoreless nearing the end of the first half. The pass from Brooke Whalebrock takes Sine Rogers on a rampage. Watch Sine completely outrun her defenders. Starting past midfield, and Rogers would convert on the fast break. The speedy junior puts the Wildcats up 1-0. 45th minute, Annalise George puts the free kick in the box. Rogers' header is blocked, but there to put it away is Abby LaRocca. Just her second goal of the year, and it's a big one. 2-0 Cats. 15 minutes later, Emily Bailey with a pass upfield, and watch Sine use her speed once again. The goalie's kick goes off her body towards the goal, and all it takes is a chip shot, and this is a 3-0 game on Rogers' second goal. Franklin on its way to its 3rd section title in school history. Rogers breaks free, passes to Mara Cochin. Mara goes in with her left, and you can count it. Franklin takes home the Sac-Joaquin Section Division I championship for the first time since 2015 behind the 2-goal night from Rogers. Sine, how does it feel?
Oh my God, it feels amazing. I feel so pumped, bro. We kept passing the ball around and moving off the ball. We kept our composure and just stayed strong.
The East Union soccer team has nothing short of a NorCal title on their minds this season.
But as our Brian Mueller tells us, this season was about more than a championship. It was also about Chaka.
The East Union soccer team season is wrapping up like so many others have, with a deep playoff run into February. But the way it started was unlike any other year.
Chaka on me! Chaka on 3! 1, 2, 3, Chaka!
It's how the Lancers break every time, to honor their late teammate known as Chaka, Irvin Mendiola.
If you knew him for 5 minutes, you get a kick out of it.
Because he's one of those kids that you always wanted to be around.
Irvin, he was funny. He was a funny guy. Always happy, very loud. When sometimes when he come from school, Mom, what do you cook? He was always hungry, always hungry.
Irvin also had an endless appetite for soccer. He started playing as a little kid and grew to be an elite player with an innate feel for the game.
He had a lot of vision. He wasn't fast, but when he had the ball, he knew where everything was.
Soccer was his life. Every time he had an injury or a broken finger or anything, he will cry because the doctor said, oh, you cannot play. You need to wait for maybe a few weeks. He used to cry all the time.
Irvin was practicing with his Surf Soccer Club in late September last year. Everything about the day was normal until late in the practice when Irvin collapsed. Irvin's father and his teammate Gio were both there.
We thought he was playing around because usually that's how we would mess around, but once I saw that he was actually like not responsive or any of that, that's when I started kind of getting scared, and then that's when we called the coaches back on the field and everything happened.
In the field, I just feel my son getting cold. I said, oh, and the Cooper is like, I think he's not breathing.
Irvin was without a pulse for 18 minutes. Life-saving measures were performed on the field, and he was rushed to the hospital where his heartbeat was eventually restored. East Union soccer coach Ronnie Green was at the hospital with the family.
When it first happened, we had hope, and we prayed, and we tried, you know, we tried to support the family as much as possible, but then it just, you know, it was God's turn to take him.
The damage to Irvin's brain was too much. Irvin Mendiola passed away on October 6, 2022, at the age of 17.
I was heartbroken, I was crying, I didn't know how to react. I was just very heartbroken, very, very heartbroken.
I was confused and angry because it was like, why him?
He was always banged up, he couldn't play, and he was always supporting us. He was always out at the games.
So Irvin's teammates and the soccer community made sure to show up for him. His funeral service was attended by teammates and coaches from Sacramento to San Diego.
So many people around came for one kid, and it just shows how big, how Irvin was, how strong, how like powerful Irvin was. Really seeing that many people going to his funeral.
The first thing that I remember was in my mind, like my son touched a lot of life. Everybody loved Irvin.
That feeling of love for Irvin will never stop at East Union. The team is keeping his memory alive in multiple ways.
Before a game, I always take one of these off and put it on my ankle, my right ankle. And every time I score, I do a little prayer.
I do a prayer on my own, and I always just look up in the sky and I thank him for everything that he's done. And I know he's there with me, even though not physically, but I know he's there with me, and that motivates me to keep going.
As a team, both the Lancers and their opponents say a prayer before games with Irvin's jersey. East Union renamed its annual soccer tournament the Irvin Classico, and Irvin's parents and siblings still attend East Union games.
I think this is their outlet, to be honest. It's their way to stay with Irvin and soccer.
It's emotional, like sometimes I don't got words to say, but it's tough. It's really tough. But like I say, I'll be there for the boys. But believe me, it's really, really hard. Really, really hard.
I try to be like positive. I try to be strong for them, but it's not easy.
There's no happy ending when a young man's life ends, especially one that filled so many others with joy. But the Mendiolas and this East Union team are doing the only thing they can, making sure the memory of the man known as Chaka will live on. Long past the final whistle.
If you knew Irvin, he'd want you to keep his name alive. And that's what I'm doing. That's what all of us here are doing. Everyone's doing. We want to keep his name alive. LLC, long live Chaka.
Long live Chaka, and Chaka forever, for real. 17 forever.
Everybody's gonna remember him like always.
Reporting in Manteca, Brian Mueller, 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Coach Green says he plans to retire Irvin's number 17 jersey at East Union, an incredible kid who touched so many lives.
Yeah, such a tragedy. All right, coming up, the Mattress Firm Perfect Match. The top two teams in our top 10 poll battle for the Division I girls crown.
Then Sacramento, Waldorf, and Valley Christian Academy play in boys hoops as 49ers Sac-Hi Sports rolls along.
Trevor was born a champion. He knows how to make lemonade from lemons. He also knows that comfort is all year round. So sometimes, when you can't make lemonade, you make hot chocolate. Today, Trevor is proud to be a service champion. We're now offering a $58 2-for-1 special. You'll get a comprehensive AC tune-up and a free furnace safety inspection. High five service, champion attitude. Call 800-5-CHAMPS.
Sac-Hi Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By Stanford Medicine, #1 in Northern California for orthopedics, and by SunPower, a proud sponsor of the San Francisco 49ers. Our Mattress Firm Perfect Match is quite literally the perfect matchup, with the two top girls teams in the section facing off for the Division I title. Folsom has been our #1 team all season long, with a roster filled to the brim with superstars, the Bulldogs winning 17 straight.
And St. Mary's is our #2 team and second seed in the bracket. The Rams fell to Folsom back in the Bulldogs preseason tournament in December, but the Rams come into the title game battle-tested and ready to go. Folsom and St. Mary's, this week's Mattress Firm Perfect Match.
Indeed, a Mattress Firm Perfect Match. #2 St. Mary's with a record 21 section titles facing #1 Folsom, seeking its first. The Bulldogs come out hot as Cameron Mafua lays it in, and then Jada Tupou with 2 points and 1, and Folsom up 12-2 early. But you know Jordan Lee from St. Mary's was gonna get hers. This and 1 makes it 16-11 Folsom after 1. Second quarter, Naya Bunton with the old UTEP two-step. She buries the jumper, but Folsom was also in a jump shooting mood. Senior Charlotte Kleimenhaig with the triple, and then Dixie McClanahan follows with a little Dixieland delight, and Folsom leads 34-24 at the break. To the third, the Bulldogs still piling on. Mafua with a baseline jumper from Sophia Minderman, but St. Mary's is hanging around. Mia Warren with a bullet pass to Saulele Tanuvasa for the lay-in, but Folsom sophomore Sophia Minderman looking like a whirling dervish to the hoop, and the Bulldogs are up 11 going into the fourth. But last year's Sac-Hi Player of the Year, Jordan Lee's keeping it close for the Rams. She had 21 and 13 on Saturday, and Tanuvasa connects again, and suddenly St. Mary's is hot on Folsom's heels. But it's Minderman again with the answer, and Folsom is up 3 in the final seconds. St. Mary's has 2 chances to tie it with the 3. Both tries come up just short, and Folsom holds on for a 5-point win. Coach Lynn Woking hits the gritty, and the Bulldogs claim their first section crown in school history.
It felt incredible. I know we were here last year. It wasn't the outcome we wanted. And so just being able to come back this year and just like win and just play hard, it was just an incredible experience all around.
Up next, we have the Division 6 championship. Both Sac Waldorf and Valley Christian Academy looking to take home the school's first section titles. Ian Glaspie well on his way to having a great performance. A nice basket there for the junior. The Lions off to a fast start. Chase Clary feeding Rod Williams, and Rod drains the 3. The Waves looking to erase that early deficit. Mickey Early under the racks kicks it all the way out to Zhao Chen. Chen goes deep from the elbow. It's 11-8 VCA. Chris Donker intercepts the pass, drives, and takes 2 big steps before landing the floater, drawing the foul in the process. 18-8 VCA after 1. Waldorf's Ben Cope throwing it all the way out to Mickey Early, and Mickey is right on time. 18-11 VCA. But the Lions begin to pull away. Malachi Urena grabs the rebound, and Daniel Barakat is wide open for the 3. The Waves with a couple injuries, so they are playing short-handed. Rocco Hansen doing all he can here, driving and dropping the ball in for the 3-point play. But VCA would go on to score 31 in the second quarter. Chase Clary with a straightaway 3. Then it's Glaspie from the same spot pulling up and knocking it down. Ian finishing with the game-high 16. Chase would be right behind him with 14, also finishing with 5 assists and 7 rebounds. The Lions continue their daunting press. Donker with the steal and the pass to Urena, and Malachi gets it to go. Rocco Hansen leading the Waves with 12. Not the showing Sacramento Waldorf wanted, but they'll get a chance at a NorCal title. We finish off the highlights with the big man, Jordan Hurley. Hurley the up and under. James Shevchuk giving him props there. VCA is your Division 6 Sac Joaquin section champs, and it's the Lions' first title in school history.
Ian Olson coming to you from the Golden One Center in Sacramento for the Sac Joaquin Section Division 6 Final. Forrest Hill guard Addie Oldrich finds McKenna Lechner on the wing. Lechner buries it from deep, putting the Wildfires on the board first. Audrey Harris follows for Faith Christian by using a screen, blowing past the defender and going hard to the hoop. Counted plus the foul. Just before the end of the first quarter, Aldrich jump stops and kicks it to Mackenzie Anderson, who nails the jumper, giving the Wildcats a 12-9 lead. Audrey Harris starts the second quarter for the Lions, dishing it to her freshman sister Lauren Harris, who drains the 3 ball, capturing a 17-14 lead for the Lions. Later in the quarter, Lauren swings it to Audrey in rhythm, and the senior captain rattles it home, part of a 9-0 run, giving the Lions a 31-22 advantage. Forrest Hill fought back with a 6-0 run in the third quarter. Summer Stevens receives Lechner's pass in the paint, shakes the defender, and finishes a Wildfire basket. Audrey sets up Lauren in the corner for one of the Lions' 12 assists. The freshman launches, and it's nothing but net. 3 of her game-high 23 points. Lechner starts the fourth quarter for Forrest Hill, deflecting a pass for one of her 4 steals, and takes it straight to the hoop for the layup. But Audrey Harris isn't done attacking the lane, this time losing 2 defenders before dropping a dime to Barry, who scores 2 of the Lions' 20 points in the paint. And Faith Christian is number 1, finishing 24-5 to win the Sac Joaquin Section Division 6 championship.
Service Champions Heating and Air Conditioning is shining a spotlight on athletes who excel in their sport and give back to their schools.
In this week's Service Champions Student Spotlight, we feature Kaylin Welty from Sacramento Adventist. Kaylin is the captain of the basketball team and head of the campus ministries team at Sac Adventist. She is also the first violin for the Sacramento Youth Symphony. Great job, Kaylin, this week's Service Champion Student Spotlight. Coming up, the Division II final in soccer, rivalry edition with Jesuit and Rio Americano.
Then it's Riverbank and Colfax in D4 girls hoops. You're watching 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
The rivalry between Jesuit and Rio Americano is one of the most intense in the section. The two schools located less than a mile apart. The Division II boys soccer final game has the Raiders and Marauders squaring off.
Jesuit is led by outstanding senior MJ Gills and his 14 goals this season. The Raiders' Quinn Mahoney leads his team with 26 goals and 17 assists. Rio is coming off a section title last year. They'll go for their third title in school history against Jesuit on Wednesday.
Defending Division II champion Rio Americano looking to make it back-to-back on Wednesday night as they face 3-seed Jesuit. Brian Mueller here to see it. Right off the bat, Jesuit with a chance. Aiden Sandmeyer gets taken down in the box, so that means a penalty kick. Marauders trying to take their early lead, but Nate Herron has other ideas, comes up with a big-time stop to keep it scoreless. About 10 minutes later, the Raiders on the attack, but Andrew Perry, not to be outdone, makes a nice save of his own. Couple minutes later, Jesuit trying to put one on the board, but there's Herron again. You can see why Rio has only given up 8 goals in 22 games. Second half now, the Marauders keep firing. This shot off the post, but it doesn't cross the line. A bad break for the Marauders, and we are still scoreless. Under 20 to play now. Donovan Rafferty on the cross. A great ball to Andrew Collins, and he heads it in to give the Raiders the lead 1-0, and that would be the final. Rio Americano goes back-to-back in D2 and improves to 22-1 on the year.
It's Riverbank and Colfax for the Division IV girls crown. The Bruins the 3 seed, the Falcons the 1. Riverbank down early but takes the lead on the Taylor Mossius 3 6-4 Bruins. We featured the Falcons' Kaya Diedrichs earlier in the year, the two-sport athlete winning a section soccer title last week, and here she is on the big stage for basketball. Tough angle there for the junior. Kaya puts her team up 23-14 at the half. So Riverbank looking to crawl out of the 9-point hole. Mossius uses the screen from Rain to go and shoots the corner 3. Then it's Chances Gomez with the long pass to Alexis Felix. Felix gets that lay-in to fall. It's a 6-point game. Jade Bittner to Gabriella Bittner, and the big sister knocks down the triple. Watch this defense from Diedrich. She is an absolute monster. Kaya with the game-high 28 points. She proves she can drive, so the Bruins give her room to shoot from long, and that 3 lands. Riverbank getting as close as 8 in the fourth quarter. This Mossius 3 gives her the team-high 11 points. But the Falcons surge late. Macy Hyman to Diedrichs, and then the feed to Juliet James. Gabriella now on the fast break, kicking it over to Hyman, and the junior nailing the mid-range jumper. Colfax goes on to win the Division IV crown. It's first since 2020, and lucky number 12 for the Colfax girls program.
Top-seeded Lincoln and the Black Unis taking on the second-seeded Golden Valley Cougars in the Division III soccer finals. Golden Valley would light the lamp in no time. 5th minute into the match, Chris Morales takes a shot. It's deflected to Jose Ontiveros, who drills it home. Lincoln here with the first real scoring attempt, and it came in the 6th minute of action. Zach Giles crosses to Rob Lloyd, who just misses put it in. But the Zebras would tie it up in the 15th minute. Giles with the free kick, and he sends it over to Isaiah Eberhardt, who goes with the left foot and rolls it home to tie the match at 1. 6 minutes later, it's Lloyd. He gets away from the group, and his shot for Lincoln is just wide of the goal. That's a big one. In the second half, the Cougars get back in the scoring column. Carlos Miranda fending off a herd of Zebra defenders, and he goes back to the scorer, Ontiveros, who rips it home. 2-1 Cougars. Now in the 72nd minute, Golden Valley keeps the ball in the zone. That allows Jonathan Gomez to gather, and he absolutely wills this ball into the goal for the Cougars, and that would be more than enough for the GV Cougars. 3-1 is your final. The Cougars from Golden Valley down in Merced. They are your Division III champs. Ontiveros scoring 2 more goals in the win.
Each week we showcase a top recruit from the Sac-Joaquin section.
This week's top recruit is Hope Martin from Monterey Trail. The outstanding senior has committed to play her college soccer career at Tennessee.
Coming up, our second SunPower Electric game, it's Granite Bay and Whitney for the Division II title.
Then it's the Whitney girls playing for a section title against Christian Brothers. You're watching 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Every day, the sun comes up. And right on cue, the work begins. We start every morning, knowing full well we are in it for the long haul. Our work is a labor of love. No task too small, no moment uncherished. And although we're not often thanked, we rest knowing that our work is making a brighter future. This is more than milk.
Sure, saying yes to winter plans sounds fun, in theory. Take Brett. He RSVP'd to his coworker's potluck 4 weeks ago. He was going to bring fondue and dippables. But any fears Brett had of missing out on all this were put to rest when he shopped at Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. Get a king for the price of a queen and save up to $700 on Sealy, plus a free adjustable base. Shop Mattress Firm's President's Day sale today, because this winter, the only thing better than making plans is sleeping through them.
Incredibly, 3 Whitney teams making it to section title games this week, although I'm sure they expected it. We saw the boys soccer team play earlier in the show. The boys and girls basketball teams also making it to final games.
The Wildcat boys basketball team upsetting the 2 and 6 seeds to make it to the championship. And even more impressive, the Granite Bay Grizzlies making it to the title game as the 13th seed upsetting the 4th seed, 5th seed, and top-seeded Rio Americano. The 2 Sierra Foothill League teams playing in our second SunPower Electric game for the Division II title. Our Nick Pecoraro was there.
Electric game.
Welcome back to Golden One Center, where the Division II boys final is one that maybe nobody saw coming except for the guys warming up behind me. It's number 13 Granite Bay taking on number 7 Whitney. The well-balanced Wildcats can beat you a number of ways, but look for aggressive play from senior guards Matt Schroeder, Jaden Hurtado, and John Daly. Whitney seeks its first section crown since 2017. For Granite Bay, senior guard Jakob Mir became the Grizzlies' all-time leading scorer this year, and he hit the game-winning jumper to eliminate top-seeded Rio to boost Granite Bay into the finals for the second straight year. And to top it off, this is a rubber match between 2 Sierra Foothill League foes. What more do you want? It's our SunPower Electric game. The main event on Friday night, and it was a good one, folks. Here we go. First quarter, Whitney big man Derek Lamb cleans up his own miss and puts it down with authority. But Granite Bay's Jakob Mir, he is a sniper. He keeps the Grizzlies within 1 at the end of the first. To the second now, GB big man Trevor Alfstad with the little running hook and 1, and back and forth we go. Elijah Samdahl answers for Whitney with an and 1 of his own, but Granite Bay would take a 4-point lead into the break as Mir leading the break. Great feed to Justin Mayotte, and GB is up 32-28. Third quarter, Wildcats on the hunt. John Daly to Matt Schroeder to Jaden Hurtado. He finishes strong. We've got ourselves a little seesaw battle in the third. Mir pulls the e-break, behind the back dribble, stops and pops, and we're all tied up at 41 heading to the fourth. Mir again on the attack. A high screen from Alfstad, and Mir finishes with the nifty up and under. GB back in front. But Whitney sophomore Eli Willis stepped up big with the bright Golden One lights shining. He led the Cats with 15, and it's a 2-possession lead. But Mir is not letting the Grizzlies go into hibernation just yet. 27 points, 5 threes, but Whitney hits key free throws down the stretch and holds off the number 13 seed to take home its second section banner. Jaden Hurtado, how does it feel?
Feels great, man. I mean, we worked so hard for this. We worked as a team. We fought through adversity. Like, this means a lot to us. Like, we did this as a family. We played together, and it just means everything to us.
With our SunPower Electric game, Nick Pecoraro, 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Division II finals between Whitney and Christian Brothers as Coach Shannon Foster and Whitney's head coach Sidney Gatson do a little pregame greeting. and then Jada Hunter for Christian Brothers gets the steal, and then the behind the back dribble, pull up Jay, no problem for her. Then it's Hunter receiving the pass from Aaliyah Harmon, and Jada's corner three is good, 11-8 Falcons. Here's Whitney Harper Peterson with the full court pass to Natalia Benavides, who scores it for the Wildcats still at 3-point game. Whitney gets it to one as Peterson rolls it in with the left hand. Right before halftime, Alyssa Harmon drops in a three-pointer, and the Falcons lead by 4 at the break. Start of the second half, here's Harmon driving to the hoop, pulls up, uses the glass, and gets the foul. Falcons by 5. Then Whitney makes it a 1-point game when Harper Peterson drills the corner three-pointer on the inbounds play. Here's Leila Serrano going high off the glass for the score, and the Falcons lead it by 3 in the fourth. CB Serrano to Joy Oshmishikin, who scores it, and the brothers lead by 5. But here come the Wildcats. The Schuler shot does not go down. Peterson pulls the board and scores it for the Cats. And just under 2 minutes ago, Kendall Dykstra drops in the tying bucket for Whitney. All tied up at 31. Whitney misses the shot, but Peterson's there again to pull the rebound. Another offensive board and putback. Cats up, but CB's Jada Hunter answers right back with the running floater. This game's tied at 33. With 19 seconds left, Sammy Schuler gets fouled, makes both free throws here, and puts the Cats up 2, and that's all they would need as the final buzzer blows, and the ladies from Whitney are your Division II Sac-Joaquin section champs.
That was insane. I was so glad we won, honestly. Like, that was a really good game all the way to the end, and we knocked down our free throws, came down free throws. I was really stressed, but, you know, I pulled through. Did it for my Uncle Neno. I love you, Uncle Neno.
Each week we present the Scholar Athlete Award.
This week's Scholar Athlete Award goes to Grant Billhauer from Pittman. The senior sports an incredible 4.6 GPA. I didn't even know that was possible.
If it were me, it would not be possible. Coming up, Lincoln takes on Vanden, the defending section champs.
Then West Park in Placer and soccer, 49ers Sac-Hi sports. We'll be right back.
Our final girls basketball title game tonight is the Division III matchup. The Vanden Vikings winning the Division III title last year and are going for their 4th title in school history.
The Lincoln Fighting Zebras fighting for their first title ever, coming into the game with a 27-3 record. The game played at the Golden One Center on Saturday. It's the rematch of the Division III title game from last year. Vanden and Lincoln girls, the defending champs with the early lead. Gabby Wright gets the block for the Vikings, then Vanden goes on the fast break. Right to Kalani Holloway to Kaylin Harris, and Kaylin finishes. Lincoln down 6-4. Jordan Basana up ahead to Katie Leaf. Leaf back to a driving Basana, and Jordan ties it up at 6. Lincoln takes the lead on the next possession. Maya Hodge to Leaf, and Katie spins and knocks down the 2. It's 8-6 Lincoln after 1. Tied at 8 now. Gabby Wright follows Alyssa Jackson, shot the junior with a putback to put the Vikings back on top. Alyssa eventually gets her shots to start falling. Jackson buried in the corner, takes the pass from Jacayla Gilmer and knocks down the 3. The Zebras trying to get back in it. Jordan Basana to Taylor Hodge, and that is a super long 2. 6-point game. Gilmer to Jalen Cannell, and that is one of 2 threes on the day for the junior. 2.5 left in the second quarter. Leaf to a driving Issa Kydell. One bounce and Issa lands the bucket, draws the foul. 28-23 Vikings at the break. Third quarter, Mila Samano to Alyssa Jackson, and the San Diego State commit grabs 3 more of her game-high 15, but the player of the game we're given to Gabby Wright, the senior, with an incredible game. 14 points, 11 rebounds, a double-double performance for her. Vanden is your back-to-back Division III section champs.
I would really say it's our chemistry, because we basically all played together last year, and just being able to know each other on the court is just what helped us really be so good.
Placer getting some last-minute words before the D4 finals versus West Park. This is the 3rd meeting between the 2 schools. 13th minute in, West Park scoring first. Erica Grillione chases down the ball, beats 2 defenders, and the Stanford-bound player nets the first goal of the game. Then Placer would tie it up in the 18th minute as Emily Pierce with the corner kick. To the net it goes. Cameron Blair heads it in, and we're all tied up at 1. 26 minute of action, free kick for Madison Ham of West Park. Great soccer name, great kick to set up Grillione, who karate kicks in another one of her goals, and the Panthers lead it 2-1. 30th minute, Placer's Caitlin Myers with the cross over to teammate Kayla Peterson, who boots it in, and just like that, we're knotted up at 2. Oh, did I mention the last 2 meetings ended in ties? Basically, a minute later, Ella Turner with the free run, and with some time, the Hillman sophomore scores the go-ahead goal for Placer. Second half now, 48th minute, Erica Grillione pops in her third goal of the night, and we're all tied up at 3. Late in the match, Ella Turner comes up clutch for the Hillman as she smashes in the top shelf goal with only moments to spare, and that would do it. The Placer Hillman, you get the hat, the banner, and the championship picture. 4-3 is the final. 2 more goals for Turner. That gives her 15 on the season.
A blustery day at Cosumnes River College for the D3 Championship. Brian Mueller here Tuesday for a matchup between the top 2 teams in the Capital Athletic League, Vista Del Lago and Christian Brothers. They split their regular season matchups. First 3 minutes of the game, the Eagles with a chance, but Grace Bettencourt is up to the task. Late in the half now, Falcons threatening. Bailey Raquella somehow sees Caitlin Drew through traffic, and Drew comes through. Her second goal of the season gives Christian Brothers a 1-0 lead. Vista looking for the equalizer a couple minutes later, but Bettencourt remains the queen of her castle in the net. Final 15 minutes of the game now. The wind making these corners very unpredictable, but Bettencourt holds the line and secures the shot. She wouldn't let anything by on this night, and the Falcons are your D3 champions with a 1-0 win, avenging a loss to the Eagles last year in the section final.
Remember, you can buy all of the game footage we shoot throughout the week. Go to 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.com to order entire game videos.
Follow us on social media for more prep sports content. 49ers.Sac-Hi is our handle on Instagram and Twitter. And subscribe to our YouTube site where you can find all of our highlights aired on the show. Just type in the name of your school on YouTube and it'll all come up.
Pop right up. Coming up, we'll choose the play of the week. This could be the play of the week, maybe not.
But first, take a look at our Sac Joaquin Section Top 10 basketball poll presented by Tracy Toyota.
We are back to announce tonight's play of the week. The Sacramento River Cats are our new sponsor of the play of the week, and the team will be hosting our end of the season awards banquet at Sutter Health Park on May 28th.
We're very excited about that. Our Mark Willis will list off a few contenders and then announce the winners of this week's River Cats play of the week.
Play of the week.
Don't worry, Madman, I got this one. A. Yakamir from Granite Bay with a nasty step back. Gray Wilson comes up with this huge save, leading Del Oro to a section title. Back to hoops, Derek Lamb cleans up his own shot and then flushes it. But the play of the week goes to both of these guys from Sac-Hi. First, the Kendall Hearn with the one-handed rip, and then it's Shabul Barksdale getting the crowd on their feet. Kendall Hearn and Shabul Barksdale with the play of the week. That is the play of the week, and that is 49ers Sac-Hi Sports for this week. Thanks for watching. I'm Aubrey Tolliver.
And I'm Robert Braunstein. Be sure to join us next week when we'll have highlights from the NorCal playoffs. More great playoff action next week.